Sure is a lot of anger out there. We've seen it at Tea Party protests and healthcare town meetings, on cable news and talk radio. And whether he's channeling that anger or stirring it up, 45-year-old Glenn Beck is certainly capitalizing on it. More than 9 million people listen to him each week on radio. As many as 3 million watch him every day on Fox News. But is he a madman, as Time magazine brands him? Is he bad for America? We talked with Glenn Beck.
There's nothing quite as stunning as seeing your face on the cover of Time magazine.
And a very flattering shot, I might add.
These days, there's no escaping Glenn Beck.
And this is the third most listened to show in all of America. Hello.
His face is everywhere, and his politics are in yours.
Maybe we should ask ourselves this
Beck
question.
claims he defies labels.
You agree with President Obama on gay marriage, correct? So you think abortion should be illegal?
Yes.
You oppose a constitutional amendment banning flag burning.
I collect flags. The most offensive thing you can do is burn one in disrespect. But that should be protected.
And perhaps most surprising was his confession about Hillary Clinton.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I think I would have much preferred her as president and may have voted for her against John McCain. I think John McCain would have been worse. How about this? I think John McCain would have been worse for the country than Barack Obama. How's that?
His loudest rallying cry, get big government out of our lives and give a voice to the little guy.
The average person is tired. They're tired. And they've also come to a point to where they no longer see our children or our children's children having the kind of opportunity and life that we have, because we've spent ourselves into oblivion. Both sides have done it. It's got to stop.
Beck has loved the spotlight since he was a boy growing up in Washington State. He's open and often emotive about his hardships. His mother committed suicide when he was 13, which he said made him turn to drugs and alcohol. In the 1990s, he converted to Mormonism.
It helps me live my life in a sober way. It teaches me to serve others.
And according to Beck, take Republicans to task as often as Democrats. After 20 years as a top 40 DJ, Beck has brought his shock jock sensibility to the airwaves, and people are listening. USA! If there's a patron saint of the rallies railing against the Obama administration, it is undeniably Glenn Beck.
When you see posters, I'm curious, of President Obama dressed like an African tribesman.
Haven't seen those posters.
Or a poster, President Obama with the Hitler mustache. I'm curious, are you comfortable with that? Does that make you uncomfortable?
Look, I'm as comfortable with that as I was when the people who are marching against the war were doing it with George W. Bush.
All members of Congress.
But critics say Beck's incendiary rhetoric makes them uncomfortable.
You stand behind your assertion that, in your view, President Obama is a racist.
I believe that Americans should ask themselves tough questions. This guy is, I believe, a racist.
Are you sorry you said that at all?
I'm sorry the way it was phrased, because I think everybody has to, living in a soundbite world, really a nasty place to live. And it is a serious question that I think needs serious discussion.
You've joked on your show about poisoning Nancy Pelosi. You've said there are people you want to hit on the head with a shovel, including Congressman Charlie Rangel. Now, I guess the question is, do you ever feel like that crosses the line? Do you feel like that's part of your show business side, your sort of rodeo cowboy side, or?
I am. Have you asked Jon Stewart this question? I am the other end of the spectrum.
Well, do you consider yourself more like Jon Stewart than, say, a journalist?
I consider myself, I'm not a journalist. I'm an opinion guy.
And there are plenty of opinions about him. For his followers, he's an escape valve for their simmering anger and disillusionment. For his detractors, he's fanning the flames of ignorance and rage. But for now, people can agree on this. He's the most talked about talker around.
Glenn Beck's new book, Arguing with Idiots, is published by Simon & Schuster, which is owned by CBS. To see my complete conversation with Beck,